Right. Sameet, Chavan as well joins us on the show right now. Sameet, hi, afternoon. How do you propose our viewers should actually trade the current weakness with the Nifty now sub that 7850 mark?
Good afternoon. After seeing a sharp rally of nearly 354 points from the level of 7516, we saw Nifty clearly struggling to cross the psychological barrier of 8000. Also, this level coincides with the December 2015 as well as Jan 2016 highs, which were placed around 7972. If we look at the daily chart structure, Nifty is now trading slightly below the daily 5-day moving average, which is a clear sign of weakness. However, we don't expect a major correction as such, but Nifty is likely to trade with a negative bias at least for next few days, and we don't see Nifty breaking 8000 mark quite soon. Going forward, we expect this weakness to continue. Nifty might correct back to 7800 or 7765 level, which is the strong support zone, and on the upside 7972 to 8000 is likely to act as a strong resistance.
Okay. Right. And what stocks would you like to recommend right now?
We believe that the stock specific action is likely to continue. We have one short candidate which is on DLF. If we look at the weekly chart structure, it has clearly formed a gravestone doji pattern last week around its strong resistance zone of the weekly 89 EMA. Today it has confirmed a breakdown from a rising wedge pattern around 120, 121. Thus, looking at the current momentum, we expect the stock to slide towards 113, which is our target, and it can be short sold by keeping a strict stop loss at 124. Our other call would be a buy call on Z for a target of 430. Stop loss would be 381.5. We have been maintaining our positive bias on this stock since last couple of weeks. It had given a very good price volume breakout from inverse head and shoulder pattern around 390.92 on a closing basis. It's been maintaining its sideways movement since last 4-5 days, but we believe that the earlier resistance level of 390.92 should act as a strong support. Thus, it becomes a very good buying opportunity for a target of 430.
Okay, that's a view coming in terms of top technical picks. But let's get a view as to what are the top movers and shakers as well in trades today. We've got Mubina here to tell us just that. And Mubina, can't get your eyes off M&M Finance. That's a stellar run-up in an otherwise weak market.
Yes, and that's primarily on the back of a very strong set of numbers that have been delivered by the company for Q4. When you look at profit after tax, it's grown by a good 11%. Net interest income as well has grown by a good 13%. Most importantly, the NPAs have actually declined sequentially. Gross NPAs have come down from 10% to 8%, whereas net NPAs as well have declined by about 100 basis points from 4.6 to 3.2%. Even the net interest margins have increased by about 200 basis points from 7.8 to 10.4%. So it's a very good show put in by M&M Finance. Credit Suisse has raised the target price on that stock to 330 rupees. They've maintained an outperform stance, and they see that most of the NIM surprise was explained by the improvement in recoveries. However, the improvement in second half would depend on monsoons, as infra activity and rural demand in turn depend on the monsoons. But meanwhile, it's a good show by M&M Finance.
Yeah, M&M Finance has been a big buzzer today, irrespective of the wobbly in the market, but this one really has been on a tear. Sameet, what do you do after this breakaway move on the stock today?
Certainly, chart structure looks quite positive. It had given a good price volume breakout from its steep resistance zone of 240, 245 3 weeks back, and it is just continuing its upward momentum. Volume activity has picked up substantially since last 4 weeks. We expect this momentum to continue. This stock is likely to head towards 320, 330 over the next probably couple of weeks time. Now the upward gap area of 280 to 275 is now likely to act as a strong support. So we believe that any dip towards 280 to 285 is likely to be bought into, and the stock can head towards 320, 325 over the next few weeks.
Okay, that's a word on M&M Finance. Meantime, Mubina, what's the call on KalpataruBai?
announced by the company today. Well, firstly, it's a total order win of around 1,150 crore rupees, split between international and domestic orders. So a major chunk is, of course, from construction and supply of transmission lines in West Africa worth around 950 crore rupees, and the balance 200 odd crore rupees comes from the Madhya Pradesh Power Transmission Company to set up substations and various transmission lines. The important thing is the management has also said that with this, they have a visibility of an order book in excess of 10,000 crore rupees, which more or less secures the near-term future for the company. Of course, currently the stock has cooled off significantly from its high, but still trading up by about 2%.
Okay, that's a view coming in on the stock. Let's get in a call then, Mandar. Have you looked at the stock charts of KalpataruBai?
Yeah, KalpataruBai on the short-term charts had got a resistance at around 220 and 225 levels. Currently, it trades at around 218, 219 levels. I think on the short-term charts, for the stock to have momentum, fresh bullish momentum, it needs to cross this resistance band between 220 and 225. If it does so, then we could expect levels of 250 and 260 in the days to come. But till the time this 220 level is not broken, we could see the stock trading between the support which it has got at around 205 and 200 levels. So between 200 and 220 is the range that it would continue to trade. On a breakout, we could take a fresh view on the stock.
Mubina, and talk to us about the other buzzer today, Cairn India.
Well, on the downside for that one, after the company posted an absolutely dismal set of numbers for quarter four, it posted a loss figure of a whopping 10,950 crore rupees versus a loss of 240 crore rupees that it posted in the corresponding quarter. Bottom line dipped by about 36%, naturally so on the back of the significant decline we have seen in crude prices in the last 1 year. Now, majority of the losses on account of the impairment loss that the company has undertaken of 11,670 crore rupees, which is impairment of certain asset values, and that is something that has majorly contributed to the loss figure that you are seeing. But apart from that, there's a small little forex gain as well of a minor 100 crore rupees versus 170 crore rupees. But all in all, a lot of pressure on Cairn India in trade today.
Thanks very much, Mubina, for highlighting all of those movers and shakers. Mandar, a quick check-in on Cairn India on the charts. Are you seeing more downside here?
Yeah, the long-term charts look weak. On the short-term charts, the stock has got a cluster of resistances as it tries to move up. Today it's down. On the lower side, it's got a support at 140. So ideally, if it needs to hold that support, if 140 is broken, then it may fall down to test again the recent lows that it made in Jan and Feb at around those 110 levels. So if 140 is hold on to, then the stock could stay range bound between 160 and 140. A fresh buy side momentum could come in once the stock crosses this resistance at 160, because it has got a cluster of resistances between that band. So for now, expect the stock to consolidate, take a review on a breakout.
Right. Okay, let's also take some viewer queries then. And our first query, Vinay Kumar from Panaji in Goa. He writes us an email. He's got 1,000 shares of Petronet LNG bought at the level of 369. His time horizon is 6 months, Sameet. He wants to know what he should do.
Last week, we saw clear price volume breakout after a consolidation of nearly 3.5 months. The stock has given a good decisive breakout from its resistance zone of 260, 265 and is now moving within a range of say 272 to 260 since last 4 days. But we believe that 255 to 250 would be a very strong support zone for Petronet LNG. And going forward, since he has a time horizon of nearly 6 months, he can definitely hold on to it by keeping a strict stop loss at 237. And once the stock surpasses its recent highs of 275, it has a potential to move towards 295, 300. So hold for Petronet LNG with a stop loss of 237, and on the higher side target would be 295 to 300.
Okay, that's the advice coming in. Hope you took note of it. Next up, we've got another query from Rajan Deshpande. He's an investor in Pune with a question on EID Parry. Rajan, hi, welcome to the show. What's your query?
Hi, I have 500 shares. Hello.
Let's go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have 500 shares of EID Parry, purchased at the rate of 100 rupees per share. Can I hold? Should I hold or sell?
Okay, what's the call coming in, given that the stock is trading at the levels of about 230 rupees per share? Rajan here is making some money, Sameet.
Yes, he has bought in at a very good price. 100, 120 was a bottom of the recent upward leg. If we look at the monthly chart structure, this monthly chart certainly looks encouraging at current level also. The stock has clearly given a breakout from inverse head and shoulder pattern around 220 to 110. So going forward, 200 to 210 is likely to act as a strong support. So my suggestion would be to hold on to it. Once the stock surpasses 240, the stock has a potential to move towards its all-time highs of 260, 265. So hold for EID Parry, keeping a stop loss at 185, and target on the higher side would be around 260, 265.
Okay, Sameet, good chatting with you today, and Mandar, thanks much for tuning in as well. We're going to take a very quick break on that note. When we come back, lots more stock-specific ideas to discuss.